For over a century, the goalkeeper had one primary job: stop the ball from going in the net. They stayed securely inside the penalty box, relying on pure reflexes and physical size to block shots or punch crosses away. Once the ball was in their hands, the standard operating procedure was simply to boot it as far down the pitch as possible. The keeper operated completely disconnected from the rest of the team's offensive strategy. As modern football evolved, teams started pushing high up the pitch, aggressively crowding the opposing defense. Blindly clearing the ball suddenly meant giving it right back to swarming attackers. Teams needed a reliable way to maintain possession under extreme pressure. Manager Pep Guardiola identified a structural inefficiency in how teams built from the back. He demanded his goalkeepers use their feet to pass the ball, effectively giving his team an 11th outfield player to outnumber the pressing attackers. Finding a player with the reflexes of an elite shot stopper and the passing range of a central midfielder was incredibly difficult. In the summer of 2017, Manchester City paid £35 million to bring in a 23-year-old Brazilian named Ederson. By placing Ederson deep in his own penalty box, City installed an offensive orchestrator at the deepest possible point on the field, turning their defensive anchor into the starting point of their attack. Ederson's extreme comfort on the ball was forged through early adversity. In 2011, he was released from Benfica's youth academy, forcing him to drop down and grind through Portugal's rugged lower divisions. He spent the next few years climbing Portugal's football pyramid, eventually re-signing with Benfica. Operating in those lower leagues built an incredible level of composure, teaching him how to invite aggressive pressure from forwards without panicking. His core mechanical advantage is a naturally dominant left foot, combined with exceptional vision. He can play delicate, short passes along the ground or accurately drive the ball deep into the opponent's half. His passing geometry neutralizes an aggressive press. When opposing forwards push up, Ederson floats a pass over their heads, bypassing the first line. These passing vectors stretch the opposition, generating direct scoring threats from his own 6-yard arcs. In August 2018, this unique skill set produced a rare statistical milestone. Ederson became the first Manchester City goalkeeper to ever record an assist in the Premier League. He launched a massive dropkick that bypassed the entire Huddersfield midfield, dropping perfectly into the path of Sergio Aguero for the opening goal in a 6-1 victory. Former City keeper Shay Given summarized his impact by calling Ederson the best goalkeeper in the world with his feet. He was operating as a genuine playmaker. Executing this style of play requires precise technical passing, but it also demands severe physical risk. Operating as a modern sweeper keeper means holding a high defensive line, aggressively rushing out of the penalty box to intercept attackers in open space. Sprinting toward a full-speed striker without the ability to use your hands leaves a goalkeeper completely exposed. That vulnerability was violently tested in September 2017. Charging completely out of his area to clear a bouncing ball, Ederson took a direct high boot to the face from Liverpool's Sadio Mane. The collision forced him out of the game after 8 minutes of treatment on the pitch, eventually requiring 8 stitches across his cheek. Yet the very next week, he was back in the starting lineup for a Champions League match against Feyenoord, sporting a piece of protective headgear. His willingness to step right back into the line of fire proved that his precise playmaking is anchored by an absolute, uncompromising bravery. Over the next several years, the sheer volume of silverware proved that this tactical experiment was highly effective at scale. He amassed 18 major honors with City, a run punctuated by the historic 2023 continental treble and the club's long-awaited Champions League victory. On a personal level, he dominated the domestic numbers. He set a club record with 122 clean sheets and secured the Premier League Golden Glove 3 consecutive times. After 8 years and 372 appearances across all competitions, his tenure in Manchester came to a close. In September 2025, Ederson signed a multi-year contract with Turkish giant Fenerbahçe. The success followed him immediately. By January 2026, he secured his first major trophy with his new club, shutting out rivals Galatasaray in the Turkish Super Cup. There was a neat poetic symmetry to the victory. It took place at the Ataturk Oathik Stadium, the exact same venue where he had secured his defining Champions League title 2.5 years prior. This final graphic shows the total structural shift his style created. Ederson proved that by expanding the keeper's zone and pushing the defensive line up, the traditional last line of defense can operate as the absolute first line of attack.